Hi, y'all.
Hi, guys. Welcome to a new episode of Too Much with Shey.
And Becca, how are y'all? How are you doing? Welcome to the new subscribers. We getting up there.
Yes, last week I was complaining about how we couldn't make it out of 270. Is it 370?
It was like, I think it
Something.
was something like that, 78 or something like that.
Yeah, it was something 79. So shout out to y'all. Today we're extremely grateful for every single subscriber. We are so close to 500. So please, if you have not already, please make sure that you subscribe. We appreciate every subscriber. We're on the road to 500, okay? To some of y'all, it's like 500, girl, get some bigger goals. But many
It's
goals before the big go.
literally, we're not even at 2 years yet. So I'm like kind of proud of us.
Period. But if you are new here, welcome. We talk about all things news, sports, entertainment, life. And on that same note of life, we always begin with our weekly rundown.
Yes, let's get into it. Hey, yo.
What's happening in your week, Rebecca?
So the first thing I'm gonna start off by saying is Shayla was complaining how, like, this was her year of yeses, and then she learned really quickly, like, she dead in that,
It's the
right?
year of no.
Right. And so I was sitting down with myself, and I went out on Saturday, and originally I was like, it's gonna be a chill day, then ended up going to a party. The party was whack, then we ended up going to a lounge, and I'm like, I need to adapt that philosophy of Shayla of saying no now, because I realized, like, I was really sitting down with myself, like, since I said I'm going into 2026 and I'm like, I'm gonna stay in the house more. Literally, since 2026 has happened, we're 3 months in. I've only been in the house 3 days. We need to dead it. Like, I'm getting sick. I'm blaming the weather, but it also could be I'm around a lot of randoms now. Every time I go out, I'm like, I'm getting sick. I've been chewing on ginger like crazy. Like, no, Rebecca needs to get it together. The next thing I'm going to mention, y'all know Rebecca is a book girly, and I feel like I've been slacking in terms of reading like physical books. Like, I've been reading on my Kindle and stuff like that. But Miss E. Bowser, you will always have my heart. Okay, so I went and purchased more of her books from the collection that I told y'all that I love. It's a part of the Union City Kings, but like these are like Union City Kings affiliated, right? So I always also wanted a hardcover book. So I went and got one of the hardcover books. And then I also got the second book. And then if you're a part of her Patreon, then like she's been selling like exclusive drops on like certain like characters and stuff like that. So she created a book for the quad that's a couple. Basically, she made a book of them for, I think this was their Christmas thing. So it's like Christmas with the quad. Baby, I'm just ready for life to slow down a little bit, and I'm gonna read these down in 2 days. I could finish both these books. Don't play with me, okay? And that's really it. Also, I need a break mentally, physically, emotionally. I need a break. Like, I need it. When am I gonna find the time for said break? I don't know, but that's all from me.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we said it on the podcast, but we are officially going to Chicago for real for Rebecca's birthday. Rebecca kept saying she wanted to go to Chicago, but I'm like, girl, if you don't buy these flights, you're not going to Chicago. And I hate to be that friend that's like gonna be persistent, because I don't want to bother, but for certain situations, you gotta keep pressing the issue. Because if not, I don't want to hear how, oh, you wanted to go to Chicago, but you didn't.
On that note, though, Shayla did clock it, though, because, like, especially my birthday is June 18th, so that's the same time as Juneteenth. And if you know about Chicago, they have like all these different events, like Black Yacht Weekend, this, that, and the third. So a lot of people are getting ready for that. So it's like every day that the time passed and we kept getting closer, the price kept going up. I texted Shayla one day. I said, "Girl, why are tickets at $500?"
I told her. I said to the whole team, I'm like, well, not team. So our whole group chat, I'm like, we need to buy these tickets. The ticket that we were originally supposed to buy, we didn't even get on that flight because it was sold out already. So if you're that friend in the group and you want to go somewhere if you don't have the flights booked at least 3 months in advance, it's not happening. Unless you just balling like that, then shout out to y'all. We try to be like, yeah. For me, my week has been hectic. I feel like I'm getting a little bit sick. My period, this is TMI, but it's like, it's life. My period came in at the same time that my body wants to get sick, but I also have a work trip. So it's like everything is trying to take me down, but the devil will not prevail. So I'm like mucinexing up, honey. I'm drinking my tea. I gave Rebecca a tea to try one time, which is really good. It's like a yogi, ashwagandha. It's some stuff like that. I don't know,
I
child.
finished them all too.
It's good. I'm drinking that tea. I'm making my own tea because, baby, I need to make this work trip. Well, I will.
And you know what I
And
think is so funny? Like, whenever I feel like I'm getting sick, like, I always be like, my mom, like, growing up, when my mom would try and give me those natural remedies, I used to be like, oh my God, you're doing too much. Now, the moment I feel a tickle in my throat, I just like boil that water, put some ginger, put oil on the tea.
and that Vivaporu never fails. I used to, oh my God, you guys know, growing up, Caribbean household, they put that on the bottom of your feet, your nose. If you could eat, baby,
Wait, you're
eat
talking
it.
about Vicks?
Yeah, Vivaporu, the little cream, your chest, the bag, everywhere, honey. You know how they
Question
put
though.
on labels. I know, like the Vivaporu people try to put labels on that, but Caribbeans are gonna eat it. They not trying to hear nothing that you shouldn't. You this, you this. If you could shower in it, I'm sure someone has done that too.
Did you guys, I don't know if this is a Dominican thing, but like for Haitians, we always get like
Hot
what's it,
water.
black castor oil, and you put it in
Mhm.
like a spoon with like the Vicks, and you melt it over like the stove, especially if you got a
It
heat
smells
stove.
strong.
Girl, strong, and then you put it all over your body, and they used to put
Yeah.
newspaper on you so that it would stick to your clothes.
I don't know about the newspapers
I swear.
portion.
I swear, if the Haitian kids who grew up Haitian, y'all let me know. And they used to also put a little salt in it sometimes too,
Mhm.
girl.
Yeah, all the
Sticky.
home remedies. Whatever works, I need that. Maybe I need to go find me some newspapers, honey, because I need to be up and ready to go by Monday. Okay. But if you are new here, we usually after our weekly rundown, we go over to our news segment, but don't run, don't worry. News is fun sometimes. It's good to be educated. It's not even about being educated. Just know what's going on in the world.
It's
We
the
are
news is fun sometimes, girl.
yeah, especially now. That's a lie. I did just lie to y'all right now. The news is not fun, but I think it's necessary to know what's happening in your world. The Iran war tension between the US is still happening. But at least from my end, there's literally nothing new I can add to that. I still feel the same way as I felt when we went over it last week. There was some sort of like I don't know, I don't want to say the wrong country, but some sort of minister or high up person from like Japan or a country from that area had like a whole little press conference with Trump, and people like to ask Trump questions, and Trump is always going to say like some remark. He was asked about like was it the uh
It was
he's
Pearl Harbor.
correct, but I want to I want to make sure I get the right things, right? So he was in a meeting, right, with Japan's Prime Minister Sanae Takaichi. I'm sorry, girl, but that's shout out to Sanae Sana. So they were in the Oval Office on Thursday, and Trump invoked the Japanese attack on December 7, 1941, which led the United States into World War II. He was responding to a question from a reporter about why Japan and other allies had received no advance notice of the U.S. Israeli assault on Iran, right? So I'm like, first of all, I don't even know why the reporter asked that because you got to know who you talking to. Okay. So he's like, they asked him about that. Like, why didn't you give any advance notice of this US and Israeli assault on Iran? And he's like, we didn't tell anybody about it because we wanted a surprise. He said, quote, who knows better about surprise than Japan? Okay. Why didn't you tell me about Pearl Harbor? I'm like sometimes our real life politics feels like reality TV. Like, sir, huh?
And you know, I will say this as someone who's typically that person who makes those like wild statements, and Shayla be looking at me like, Rebecca, now why would you even say that? when I see other people do it, I just be like, this how people be feeling when I do it.
And a president at that, because it's like Rebecca is like, we be saying stuff, mainly Rebecca more than me, but like I'm not switching the movement of nothing for her. You know what I mean? I'm not in a leadership position. I'm just jokey. But for Trump just says certain things that is like, do you know that you're being recorded? There's like press people everywhere. And he just says things like, he turned to that woman and is like, oh, why didn't you notify us? Like, that poor woman was just standing there with her arms like this. Like,
I'm not gonna lie to you. If I was a reporter in the room, I would have howled. Like, what? Where
like,
am I?
But anyways, that's Trump and that debacle, child. Every day is something new with them and their people. Another news topic that I saw actually while I was like on my way to somewhere, honey. It was about the US Postal Service running out of money. Do you ever go to the post office?
I'm not gonna lie to you. I have a Fashion Nova package that I need to ship at USPS, and it's due in October, in April. But I've been having it since February, so I need to get on that.
Well, girl, get on that, because the U.S. Postal Service, aka USPS, is facing severe financial crisis and expects to run out of cash by early 2027, or in less than 12 months from March 2026, without intervention from Congress. And my whole thing is like, again, this is like a news segment that I was listening to. They're like, oh, what we need to do is like the little stamps you put on mail is like cents. It's like, it's really, really cheap. So the guy was saying just by increasing that to like $1, let's say, would make a huge impact to keep USPS running. I'm like, that should be a no-brainer.
No, but wait. Let me tell who, first off, one, we have to be realistic. How many people are actually mailing stuff every single day? When's the last time you mailed something, Shayla?
Well, I'm not an online person. So, well, actually, that's contradicting myself. I don't know.
Exactly. So, like, I remember the one time recently, it was like, I want to say like 5 months ago, I had to mail something out for like insurance purposes or whatever. And I had to purchase a stamp. And when I tell you the one stamp, I think was dang near 115. I was stunned. I said, one stamp? He was like, yeah, times are hard. I said, but why is y'all's times hard gotta be my times hard, right? But I think, like, basically, to go to that point, I don't think the stamps is going to be the thing that's going to improve it. I just feel like as a digital society, we're using the mail services less and less. Like, yes, you get mail, but half the mail that I get is like spam mail, or it's like things that from credit card companies that they already had emailed me, but they also did it with a letter as well. You know what I'm saying? So like, I think for me, it's more of like you're seeing that transition. And it's just like we're going more and more into digital and less into like hand-to-hand stuff. Like, I mean, Amazon and stuff like that, like that's different. But if we're talking about USPS, like how many people even use that? Like when you ask me, like, when's the last time you've been there? I'm like, girl, I got a package. I don't go there often. So to me, it's never like, oh my God, I need to go there right now.
Right. But on that same note, do you know, this is honestly like a lot of people our age do not know. I'm going to include myself in that. When you send a letter, what side does the stamp go on, and which side do you have to put your address versus the person you're trying to send the letter to? Do you know that?
So hold on, I'm holding my letter. I'm holding my letter. The stamp goes on the right side.
Okay. I mean, I'm saying okay, but I don't know if that's right or not. I'm gonna find a letter. But go ahead, keep going. Go ahead.
Okay, I won't look at this. I didn't look at it yet. Okay, so the stamp goes on the right. No, I didn't. I swear. I believe the stamp goes on the right side, and then when you put your address, it goes on the left-hand side, and then you or you could put it in the middle also, I think.
No, explain it to me, sender versus receiver.
Okay, so stamp on the right side. Correct. Then me as the sender, I put it on the left-hand side. And then to the receiver, I believe you put it in the middle.
Okay, girl.
I told you I did it 5 months ago. I had the guy walk me through it.
Okay, so it seems you passed the test. You are still cultured. I'm just kidding. But yeah, I feel you in the sense of like, although we don't use the mail service often, I think they still should be around though. Like there's people like that use a lot of like PO boxes, right? Because they move a lot or whatever. Like they don't want people knowing their address, so they just have like a little standalone spot that they know that they can go get their meal there all the time. So my thinking is if what it takes is making stamps more expensive, is like everything else is expensive. I'm sure moving the stamps instead of 50 cents, 90 cents to $1, like let's just do
But
that,
I just
to
don't
be
think that's
honest.
gonna work because how many people are actually mailing stuff out? Like, honestly, I think the main thing keeping the USPS in service is like during Christmas time when the old ladies are sending stuff. Like, I don't see it. And
Yeah.
my whole thing is also is like they're waiting for Congress to step in. I also think we need to understand when it comes to allocating money, it's like so much money is being allocated to ICE, but then there's services that we use on the daily, like USPS and things like that, that are
Mhm.
not getting their funding. I believe just a few days ago, like we've been seeing all these troubles that have been happening at the airport because when we did have the shutdown, TSA agents were going to be affected and impacted. So a lot of
Mhm.
them, I believe a few weeks ago, ended up not getting paid. Lines at the airport were like out. I saw this one where the line was literally down the stairs, down another set of stairs, and outside. I said, ain't no way. Right. So it's like we as a society keep talking about, oh, like this is what's happening or made aware of these things, but we need to understand that there is a serious budgeting issue in America right now. We are putting funds to things that weren't being funded before, and things that used to be funded consistently are not seeing those same type of resources. So now we really need to like, it's not something's not working.
Yeah, and that's why I get extremely mad when it's like we're starting issues when it's like we have enough things to worry about here. You know what I mean? Like now TSA lines just to be fly domestically are out of hand. But we trying to start problems with other people. Baby, we have so many issues just right here. We don't even
Like,
know if our local post office can stay open.
and I think also because of this issue that has happened with like TSA, I don't even think pre-check is even something that's being even considered now because it's just like there's barely any TSA agents to sit there and do the pre-check.
I
So it's
mean,
like
you can
everybody's
do that, but TSA pre-check is still going on. But because so many people are applying to it because the general line is so long, they're like, okay, yeah, put me on auto pre-checks, honey. The Visa line, the this line, put me on that line. But then everybody is on the line, so then it just defeats the entire purpose of it all. So and all in all, to say the US got a whole lot of problems, so that's why we or like I get mad when we start other issues because we have enough here. The other major news topic, a 2026 investigation by the New York Times has uncovered allegations of extensive sexual abuse, grooming, and rape allegations against Cesar Chavez. If you don't know who Cesar Chavez is, he is was a revered American labor leader and civil rights icon who co-founded the United Farm Workers. That organization was created to support the farm workers here in America. The allegations stemming from the 1960s and 1970s involved multiple girls and women, including his longtime high-profile organizing partner Dolores Huerta. Huerta is the co-founder of the United Farm Workers. So not only like these are allegations from like people that the world may not know, but a co-founder of the organization that he was leading was also or is also alleging that she was a part of this abuse. People asked because after this investigation was released, someone asked her, a reporter asked her, like, why did you wait so long to mention this, right? And in one of the interviews, she expressed how like I didn't want me speaking out to push us back from the work that was happening, right? Because if the whole point is like Cesar Chavez was the leader of the United Farm Workers organization, I didn't want the farm workers to be impacted because the reality is when you are the face of something, if you are dragged or like if allegations come from that, people are not gonna fund you as much, right? Like there's gonna be a backlash to it, right? So that's Dolores's reasoning why she just stayed shut or just went along with it. And the thing that is crazy, like minors are involved in these allegations. According to the New York Times report, it says multiple women came forward with allegations that Chavez abused them when they were young, including girls as young as 12 and 13 at the United Farm Worker headquarters in California. The reports detailed a quote pattern of grooming where Chavez used his influence as a leader for his own sexual gratification. Survivors described being targeted, inappropriate touching, and in some cases, raped. This is just so like infuriating. When I read this, it kind of gave a little bit the same way that we have been talking about Jeffrey Epstein's and the files and this and that. I think oftentimes we see men who are in leadership position weaponize their leadership, use it to their advantage. And I also saw, like, while scrolling on social media, when someone said this is what happens when we make one person the face of an organization. It should be like a we thing, not like, oh, I am the face of this and I am this and I am this, and like we revere one sole individual for something that is supposed to be about the community, right? Like it is infuriating. Some people, you know, will always say like, well, why are you talking about this now? Why does it matter? Why this is this? I feel like it is important to talk about it. It doesn't make it less important now because it was so long ago, because he has passed away. Like, everyone's timing is different. And if I don't feel comfortable saying my truth, you know, right as it happens, it doesn't make it less true. I don't know if I'm making sense.
But I know, I get what you're saying, because
Mhm.
I think it's very easy as a society and like for people to be like, well, why didn't you just say something? Like even sometimes I catch myself saying that and I'm like, well, why didn't they just say something earlier? But then I think about my own experiences, and then I also think about experiences that my friends have had when it's come to like those type of situations. And I remember seeing how uncomfortable I felt, and because I felt so uncomfortable and so disgusted, I never spoke on it because I just wanted it to go away. Right. So it's just like when I have had those conversations with friends who do share those experiences or have shared that they've had different types of experiences, it's all kind of been the same thing where it's just like, I just wanted to forget about it. Like, I didn't want to sit there and talk about it and like prolong the issue because I just did not want to deal with it anymore. Like, I just want to move forward. Right. And I think sometimes it's very easy to sit there and be like, I'm going to victim shame when you aren't thinking about being in that headspace, when you have been uncomfortable, when you have been in those circumstances where you're like, I just want to push forward and act like this didn't happen because I don't want to deal with it. That could be a trauma response. It could be this, it could be that. But at the end of the day, when you are uncomfortable or when you feel like you're in a situation where you don't even want to think about it anymore, you're not thinking, oh my God, if I put this out, this is going to help so many people. I'm thinking about me. How's the best way I can move forward, you know? And I
Yeah.
think in terms of like, you know, this, like the point that you made, when it is community based things and you have
Mhm.
one sole person as the face of it, I am always weary of those type
Mhm.
of people. And it's not like, this is probably like not okay to think about, but like anytime I see someone as the face of somebody or heavily advocating for something, I'm always like, I feel like you have secrets that you are hiding. And it's like, that's not okay. I think that's another reason why, like, you know, Shayla and I talked about the journey of like, you know, religion. And when you go through church, like when you find like, you know, whatever your religion is, when you decide to really hone in on that and like, you know, go through your own experiences when it comes to religion. I think for me, I'm always like, I don't, and this is probably like a deep distrust within me, but I don't trust pastors because of the
Mhm.
experiences that I've seen other people go through that I actively know, right?
Mhm.
It's like even the amount of times we've seen like people are part of organizations like Black Lives Matter and stuff like
Yeah, I
that. When
was
you
just gonna say that. I think Black Lives Matter, when the leadership, I'm blanking out on her
I feel like
name,
they
but
were like taking funds and things like that.
right, or like they were alleging that this one person was mishandling funds. I'm sorry to disrupt you, but
No,
like that's like the
that's
similarity of like when we put so much pressure on one sole person to be the face and everything of a big organization, it kind of like it can be a double-edged sword. And
yeah,
I
it's
think
like
it's also, oh, go ahead, go
no, go
ahead.
ahead. I was just gonna say, like, to your point, it's like it is a double-edged sword because like opportunity is presented. And it's like not to say like everyone who is in those leadership powers is going to take the opportunity to do like something sneaky and stuff like that. But you hear it so many times that it's hard to not think that way, you know?
Yeah, and I think oftentimes to like Dolores' point of like I didn't say anything because I did want to ensure that like the people that we are fighting for, right? Like I'm a co-founder of this organization. I want to make sure that these people are getting the rights that they deserve. And if I speak up, those people are the one, like a majority of the people that I'm fighting for are gonna lose their benefits, right? Or we're not gonna move ahead on the what we want to. I think especially as women, oftentimes we put our feelings, our emotions in the back end because for the greater good of it all. I don't know if just that's like the woman in us, right? The nurturing aspect of us, but we do that in a lot of things. Like, well, because I want to support my family, I am gonna not do XYZ, right? Or I'm not gonna speak up because I want my kids to be better, right? Or there's like, this is such a like a bigger picture thing, but I think when we like cut it down, we see that as women every day, especially like single moms or like you're working so many jobs and you're like, well, because I want my kid to go to that school or I want my mom to not have to do so many things, I take on all that burden. You know what I mean? Like it's so
And I think also it's important to note that we're talking about this on like a bigger scale, like somebody who's like, you know, the head of like, well, was the head of such a big organization, but we see this every day in people's families. Like we see people's families who sexually abuse the children in those family, like in those families, regardless if it's a man or well, a boy or a girl. It's like we hear those stories all the time and we see that families try to sweep it under the rug and like, no, this didn't happen, this didn't do this, or we ignore it and things like that. Like we're talking about this on a like a bigger scale, but things like this happen every single day and it is unfortunate. Like at work, I want to say in the past month alone, I would say in the span of 2 weeks, I got like releases on investigations of sexual abuse to minors and juveniles. At least I want to say I read 18 of them in the span of 2 weeks. And those are the ones that were investigated. There's cases that are happening every single day. Like this is a broader conversation of like the fact that people feel so comfortable to do things like that. And it's like, I don't know what the solution would be. Like you have people who speak up, then you have people who don't speak up. So it's like, I don't really know what the solution would be, but it's just disgusting all around.
yeah. I mean, I think the thing is there is no solution. And I remember I was so upset with my mom growing up because she was so strict on me. Like sleeping over people's houses is non-existent. And if you're young watching this, trust me, I know it's infuriating when your parents feel like they're helicopter and on you're in your business all the time. Of course, there are certain limits like you're being OD. Why can't I just go to the corner store? But trust me, there are reasons why your parents may be and operate the way that they do because we live in a very crazy world. And sometimes it's not just exclusive to like, oh, friends. Sometimes it's the family, the people closest to you. And it sucks that we have to be so hyper vigilant. But I don't even have kids, but I can only imagine like when you have a piece of you out in this crazy world, you'd really, really, really want to try to protect them because you just never know.
Exactly. Like I send you to church thinking that the pastor is doing spreading the best word of God to you. And then come to find out years later, they were abusing you. Like
Uh,
and to echo Shayla's point, like I remember growing up, I used to be like, yo, my parents are so strict. They don't let me do nothing, this, that, and the third. Especially if you had an uncle, a father, a brother,
mm-mm.
a cousin. I definitely wasn't going to your house. And if I did, or if I was able to go to your house, I bet you my parents were picking me up first out of everybody else.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. So
yeah,
just listen, it's a crazy world out here. And when I read that, it's like, don't also never glorify people. We could glorify movements and like like to Rebecca's point, I love God. I believe in God, right? But I'm not gonna be obsessing over like an establishment, right? Yes, I do go to church. I have a pastor that I like, but I'm like at the end of the day, it's me and God. If the church is not there, that doesn't mean that my relationship with God will not exist. I care about our rights, right? Social services, health and healthcare, all those things, but like don't be too tied to a specific organization. Always remember to center the the fight, like the source of what you want and the things you want to see changes in. But anyways, let us now move over to the a little bit more fun stuff in our social corner.
Yes, welcome to our social corner. This is where we talk about some of the things that we've seen trending on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, whatever it may be. This is some of the things that we've seen trending. This wasn't on our document, but I just want to mention it really quickly. Everybody was wondering, where's Lotto? Where Lotto go? I haven't seen Lotto at all. This girl been quiet, baby. She just announced that she's pregnant, and it seems everybody has been speculating, oh, like, is she dating 21 Savage? Are they not dating? Are they actually dating? Da, 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 da. Yes, they're having a kid together. And before people have the conversation, she having a kid with a married man, this, that, and the third. I'm not going to get too much into that because I don't know the bells and whistles of the whole like relationship thing, because, you know, she's been quiet about it. He's been quiet about it. The lady that he was allegedly married to or is married to, like, we don't know the dynamics of their relationship. And I'm not going to sit here and speculate. I did see that the apparent ex-wife, current wife of 21 Savage did like the video that I said 21, that Lotto had posted showing the pregnancy and everything like that. So I just want to say congratulations to her. If she is happy, then congratulations. I'm happy for anybody who is happy. I can't say that the way that she went about the situation or the way that she has handled her relationship would be the way that I would. But again, never say never in most cases.
But what did she do wrong? Like,
I'm not saying she did anything wrong. I
okay.
think it's just like I'm saying in terms of like being so quiet about your relationship and then like people speculating, but then you not saying anything.
I think that's very smart, right? Because then we have the complete opposite, like Cardi B, who makes things public and she gets dragged every single time. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, people knew she was dating Stefan and then she was pregnant, and then people are like, oh girl, like people are gonna talk regardless. On that point, I just want to say that Lotto ate down on the visuals. As the producer mind in me, I'm like, she is known to like cheater prints, right? So I love the little high heel, little step. And I love like the double meaning of her album. I forgot, what is it, album, song? She dropped something like, was it a song or an album? Do you know?
I believe it's a song, but I think she does have an album that's coming out as well.
Okay, it's called Business and Personal, right? Because people were already speculating, and like the announcement she made was personal and business, the name of the song. So I just love the storyline, the thread, the visuals ate down.
You
And
saw
I
21
cannot.
Savage's hand, and then you see that obviously 21 Savage, if you remember, he'd be like, it's a knife, right? Like he has like a tattoo in the middle of his head.
Mhm.
And like she has that tattoo on her back. So it's just like, I definitely, as a, you know, from a marketing perspective, I love that down. When I saw the visuals, I
Mhm.
said, okay. I was like,
And the
body
little like
tea.
cheetah, it was just all super cute. And like Rebecca said, all I care about is happiness. The world is full of so much hate and bad things. We already have enough of that. So anytime we are seeing good news, I want to hug on to that.
Yes.
But yeah, the next topic we want to talk about is, well, actually, this is Rebecca's favorite thing. She shared it with me, and now you know anything about TikTok. You shared one thing, and now she has recruited me into the TikTok fruit AI storylines, child.
Yes, so first off, when I remember my friend Amani, she was telling me like there's a Fruit Love Island. I'm like, girl, don't send it to me, because the moment you send it to me, then I'm gonna be stuck on it and locked in on it, and I don't want to deal with it like this, that, and the third, right?
But you did that to me.
Girl, because I woke up, mind you, my obsession started literally 3 days ago. I was not connected in any way, but I had woke up at 4 o'clock in the morning and I could not go back to sleep. So you know what does one do when they can't go back to sleep? I scroll on TikTok. As I'm scrolling, I
You
see
need
an
to start
AI.
reading the books.
Girl, I should have read the books, right? I should have minded my business and read the books, right? And so as I'm scrolling, an AI video popped up, and I'm like, oh, like this is a storyline. And I sent it to Shayla. Like this was just like, you know, one of them like cartoony. I said, Shayla, how I was like, how AI got a better love life than me, right? The moment I interacted with that, timeline was filled with Fruit Love Islands. I said, oh, baby, this is interesting. I was like, okay. And mind you, it's like, I'm glad I kind of caught it late because like I was able to catch up on all the episodes. Girl, I caught up on all the episodes in literally an hour. It's problematic, but I'm obsessed at the current moment.
And the thing is, because like Rebecca says, so Imani converted Rebecca and then Rebecca converted me. I wouldn't say I'm converted, but like every 2 scrolls is a strawberry and a chocolita and a strawberryta and a bagolado. Okay. So anyways, they have Fruit Love Island. They have several shows. They
got fratties. They
on jet skis. AI is going to be the death of us. I just want to let y'all know. But again, it's a double-edged sword. Do you stay behind or do you stay locked in on the jet skis with the strawberrytas? I don't know, honey. But they are very messy. I don't know who is leading the charge. Is AI being the messy or someone like actually behind the scenes writing it and then AI just helps execute the visuals? I don't know. But all I know is that Chocolita, I think she is being one of the messy ones. There's like a video of like,
yeah, I think it's like Chocatina or something like that, or Choctina.
They in the bed. It's like actually like when you experience it, it's so crazy, but it's so dramatic. Like it's like a wedding day. Like, what are you doing in here? This is it gives like, you remember the
Barbie with my man?
Do you remember like the Barbie games that used to be like back then? It gives like that type of visual. It's so like robotic, but I don't know.
And then they also got they ended up taking like some of those characters that are on Fruit Love Island, and then they ended up making a Mari version.
Amari? Oh my
God. Mari. And like that has, girl, and then they also have Fruit Love Island, not Love Island, Fruit Love and Hip Hop, baby.
Oh my god.
I'm just stuck. And then when I found out that they have fratties, which is like fruit baddies.
Baddies.
Then I see they got a vatties, which is a vegetable baddies. Girl, everybody in the comments is like, let me finish this. And then apparently now they're making a Black Fruit Love Island. They also have Vegetable Love Island, and then they have Candy Love Island. I said,
can you imagine Netflix or one of Tubi? What if the AI Love Islanders make it to the real big screen? That's crazy. But you know, it may be possible because you know what just occurred this week? A good transition to a very crazy topic, honey. So a real life reality show that was on TV, honey, The Bachelorette. I personally have never watched The Bachelorette. I'm not a reality TV person. I just can't get caught up in that. I don't know. I can't get looped in. But ABC has canceled the upcoming season of The Bachelorette, starting Taylor Frankie Paul. It was scheduled to premiere in March 2026. The decision follows the leak of a 2023 video showing Paul assaulting her partner, combined with a separate ongoing domestic assault investigation. The season, which was already filmed, will not air. And a lot of reports say that if they don't find another use for this footage, ABC is going to be losing a whole lot of money. And if you know anything about these networks, they're not trying to lose money. So I know Rebecca has the video. This is an assault video. So if you don't want to watch that or anything, just know what's coming.
And this is her before y'all be like, oh, who is that? Like this.
Oh yeah. Her. She was also on
Yeah, she was on Hulu's show called The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. I'm going to show you guys the video really quickly. And if you are like someone who gets a little squeamish when it comes to abuse, there is a child also allegedly in the video. So just preparing y'all in advance.
Yeah, look at you. Look. Yeah, look. This is called physical abuse. Yeah. Yeah. See, Taylor, this is all you do. It's the only thing you know how to do. Holy I don't give a Let me go. Stop. Dude, leave me alone. Oh my gosh. Your daughter is right here. Oh my gosh. Oh my.
So I'm gonna let Shayla go first, actually.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is so heartbreaking. I want to say she did release a statement. And I think she is also saying, like, this isn't a one-way street. Like, he has also been like both, it been a back and forth thing. Like, this is not just her hitting him. This is what she alleges, right? Anytime there are kids involved, period, it is like so heartbreaking. Like, your kids are there, and I strongly do believe it doesn't matter what age you're in. If you do these things in front of your kid, this is the precedent that you're setting for them. They're going to think that this is okay. This is what happens in relationships. I never believe that you should stay with your partner for the kids, because that is, in my opinion, real weak. I think your kids are better off, if you are not happy, just separate, because growing up every day with your parents arguing is not a better end result. So I never watched the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, but I think like there was also some reports there that like this is a thing that was already known. Like, they were already toxic, things were not going right. And it just, if you are not okay and you know this, going on reality TV, like choosing to do that, is not going to be okay. You know what I mean? Like, if you're not right mentally and you get on TV and all these cameras are going to be surrounding you, people are going to look for everything about you and your personal life. You know what I mean? And clearly, you know that this is happening behind closed doors. So why I don't know. I just wish them the best of luck. I just want the kid to be okay, to be honest.
Yeah, I think for me, when I saw this video, the first thing I said to myself was, she found the right one, right? And when I say like found the right one, I mean, there's some guys who would have said, forget the camera and rocked her in her stuff the moment she threw that chair, right?
But
I know
but
you're gonna say, like, apparently they've been
right, I was gonna say this is only a one side
right,
video.
of course, right. And so what I'm saying is like he probably, I don't know the motives behind, because I think also in terms of reaction, I mean, it should never get a physical, but it's just like at the end of the day, I can't tell someone how to react. So I don't know what the conversation was beforehand, before that video. I don't know if he allegedly pushed her or anything like that. Like we don't know what happened before the camera was put on record, right? But all I'm saying is there's just a certain way you should carry yourself, especially when you have kids around. Shayla and I are very much pro protect the children. I am all about, if you want to sit there as two grown adults, if y'all make the decision to sit there and be abusive to each other, let that behavior be between you two. Don't do this around the kids. Don't do it in front of the kids. And don't even include the kids in you guys' physical, battle, right? The fact that the daughter was allegedly on the couch or whatever like that, and the chair went flying in that child's direction, pissed me off so bad, because like I get it. When you're mad, sometimes you have like, tunnel vision.
Yeah.
But it's like no amount of tunnel vision is going to stop me from worrying and cherishing and protecting my child. So it's like the fact that this was canceled, I've never watched Bachelorette. I don't care. The fact that ABC is losing money, I don't care. The fact that y'all two grown individuals decide to put your business out there or decide to do whatever y'all were doing in your relationship, I do not care. What I care about is the well-being of that child. That's really all I got to say on the situation. When I found out the Bachelorette was going to be canceled, I shrugged my shoulders, because I know that they have a big fan base, but to me, it did not move me in any shape, way, or form. Do you want to do jayz?
What? Yeah, I just want to mention, so jayz is back outside, child. Yeah, no, the social media is gonna be social media. They're like, oh, is this a sign of recession, honey? Jayz is hitting these streets. But no, he's gonna perform 2 nights at Yankee Stadium. The 2 historic nights are to celebrate the iconic albums Reasonable Doubt. And the blueprint, the dates are going to be Friday, July 10th and Saturday, July 11th. Girl, good luck getting them tickets because Jay-Z, hello, is Jay-Z. Regardless of how you feel about him, like the NFL, you guys, is a whole lot of history, backstory. Is he helping us at the NFL? Is he not? Whose side is he in? Illuminati? Yeah, no.
And then his name being dragged into the Epstein files. Like, it's just things consistently.
But at the end of the day, it's Jay-Z. And I don't know about any other state, but the people of New York City will be supporting. If just to go see fettywap, it was an arm and a leg, honey. I'm going to see the people on TikTok live. I'm telling you right now, the performance will be me through TikTok. I know those tickets are going to be 1,000 and up.
I mean, I'm going to take a look because in my head, I'm not like a big Jay-Z listener or nothing like that. Mm-hmm. But in my head, I'm like, he going to bring Beyonce out, right? Like, this is what I'm saying in my head. And for that fact alone, I'm going to check the tickets out. Now, if they are above the my certain amount in my head, Shayla, we won't be going. But I'm going to take a look. I'm going to take a peek, a gander.
Okay, well, you let me know once you take a look. The next topic that has been trending, Rebecca, take it away. Our person, I'm not even going to say our person, just go ahead.
Right. So Jackharlow is currently going viral right now after saying that his music got blacker. So here's a quick little description. Jackharlow opens up about the direction of his new album, Monica, during an appearance on the New York Times podcast. He explained that instead of moving towards traditional whiter genres like rock or country, something some white rappers have done, he chose to lean more into the R&B influenced music. Harlow said that he got blacker with this project, meaning that he embraced the sounds of Black music and even more because that's what he genuinely loves. He stressed that the decision wasn't about image or strategy, but about what sounded right to him creatively. He also said that he still considers himself a rapper, but Monica, he wanted to push his vocal range, explore more softer and melodic music, and focus on finding his own voice rather than copying other artists. So I just wanted to play the clip really quickly for you guys.
I'm saying you didn't retreat into a whiter genre. In fact, you arguably went deeper into
I got blacker.
Black music.
Yeah.
Deeper into blackness.
Yeah.
So was that conscious? Was that a little twist on the typical move that white rappers make, which is to retreat back into traditionally white sounds?
It certainly made what I already wanted to do even more appealing. Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Because you like pushing that boundary, that line?
I think I love Black music. I love the sound of Black
Who
music.
among us?
Yeah. I love the sound of Black music.
Yeah.
And of course, I'm hyper aware of the politics of today, that safer landing spot that a lot of my white contemporaries have found. And of course, it appealed to me to do something that I felt like at a time when there's plenty of people expecting me to take some of the routes y'all are taking.
Yep.
To take the route that not only might not be expected, but is also the one I genuinely want to take. So all the stars aligned in that way for me, to be honest. I'm not going to pretend like what you're talking about. I was like, I guess you're right. I knew that there were multiple things appealing about this route, but I also came to the decision, I'm proud to say, off of what feels good in my ear. Mm-hmm. I love R&B music. I love the sound of soft, intimate, melodic music. So I want to be understood. I want to write melodies that invite people to sing along.
So when Shayla sent this to me, right, the first thing, like when I saw it said "got blacker," I think a lot of times when we think of Jackharlow, we automatically associate him with spicy white, right? And if you know what spicy white means, it's just like a white man who seems seasoned. Like he looks like he's very in touch with like the attributes that are commonly associated with the Black community. I think for me, what kind of irritates me when we get into the conversation about music is that because we see a lot of white people associated to a certain genre, we automatically think that they are the ones who have pioneered that genre. When it comes to the conversation of country music was not started by white people. It was not. It was started by Black people, but as years of gentrification have gone on and they have been commonly associated to that genre, people don't see it as a Black genre, right? So I just feel like for me, I'm not gonna sit here and lie and act like I listened to this album by Jackharlow. I haven't heard a singular song from it yet, right? So I'm not going to sit here and tell you guys, oh, it sounds so good, it sounds this. I think for me, what I'm gonna go based off of is that there's a certain level of acceptability when it comes to a white artist versus a Black artist when it comes to them switching between genres, right? Because we known Post Malone as like, he was that rapper, that pop guy, like he gave that type of vibe. But since his transition into country music, I haven't heard anybody bash him for it, right? But when Beyonce decided to create a country album, everybody was like, well, she's not a country artist. When she performed at the Country Music Awards, there were some people's faces who were in the crowd making that face like as if the whole genre wasn't created specifically by Black people. I feel like they make things certain things acceptable when it's a white artist versus a Black artist.
Yeah, and to your point, it's like, oh, we're supposed to accept you with open arms. Like, yes, sample our music, do this, and then God forbid we try to do insert into your genre. It's a whole like, oh, you're not welcome. We have all these red tape, and you can't this and you can't that, but we need to open arms to you. It's like, well, no. We also have a say, and what if we don't want you to? I don't know. I think it's just very like, when I saw this, it's very aligned with the Jackharlow. I don't want to say that it's a bad thing that you are inspired by Black music, because the reality is most music is inspired by some sort of Black, whether that's like in the Caribbean, whatever, right? Like there's always a Black influence into anything you do, not just for music, but everything. I just think it's just the way you express yourself and also how you use it to your advantage. You just can't pick and choose when you want to activate the Black influence, right? And just making sure that the same way, like, yes, if you are in fact so love Black music so much, make sure that in your music you are using Black artists and you are bringing up the community, right? Or highlighting the community that you are inspired by. Don't just take all of these things that you love so much to your benefit. You making all this money, but your whole team white, right? Like, I'm not saying specifically for Jackharlow, but like those are the ways that you can show me that you actually are influenced by them, right? Like the people you wear, the musicians you bring on stage, on tour, whatever. That's how you actually prove to me that you are so influenced by Black music and everything is so great and dandy. But the last thing I want to talk about is there's a lot of people dropping new music. Kehlani announced that she is going to drop an album, and fettywap as well. And if you know, we are fans of fettywap because he's from New Jersey. Shout out to you, specifically Patterson, New Jersey, where I'm from.
Period. When I heard that that fettywap was dropping an album, I said, I also want everybody to be like very like cautious or weary. Like I've been watching a lot of like the interviews that he's been doing. I don't want anybody to sit here and go and I haven't heard the album obviously, but I don't think this is going to sound like the regular fettywap that we used to listen to, like the Trap Queen, like Baby Will You Come My Way. Like I don't think that this is going to be the same sound. I think it's definitely going to be different. And I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking, to see how like this more mature or like new version of fettywap sounds. And Kehlani, I know Kehlani gonna have some hits. I was never worried about that.
Yeah. Shout out to her. And then let's move over to our sports corner.
Let's get into it.
You got 24 seconds and it's starting right now.
Shaka. So there's a lot of things happening in the sports world. If you are into college sports, then you know that March Madness is underway. Did you pick a team? Last time we talked about it, you were figuring out teams.
So I haven't, the teams that I semi kind of like that I already know. I've been watching some of those games, but I was watching First Take and I was listening to Kendrick Perkins and Stephen A. Smith talk about some of the players that they're really looking forward to seeing. And I feel like I might say his name wrong. I think his last name is like Diabate or something like that. And he played for BYU. So I was watching that game yesterday because, they gassing him up. They was like, yo, he's like so good. He's this, he's that, like draft prospect, this, that, and the third. And unfortunately, his team lost, but I was watching his game and like I see what they were saying. Like, he's really good. He has a lot of talent. And I know, like, as he gets older and he gets more like reps in and stuff like that, he's going to be really good. So, I mean, I've just been watching the talent. That's the talent. I'm not really sitting here saying I'm going to pick a team. I was thinking about doing a bracket, but I was like, I'm not about to sit here and make a fool of myself.
Yeah. I will be rooting for UConn in all things. This will be AZ's last year. So go UConn. For women and men, I don't really follow the men like that, but it's best for me to just pick one team. And then I know last week we talked about the WNBA reaching an agreement reaching a new CBA agreement to ensure that the season for 2026 continues as is. And I'm happy to announce, you probably already know, that the WNBA and Women's National Basketball Players Association reached an agreement on terms for a new CBA that for the first time in league history ties its salary system to revenue growth, and it's expected to offer $1 million salary. So I'm excited that, the WNBA and the WNBA players were able to come into an agreement, and the WNBA season is expected to continue as was expected for this summer. Shout out to the women. I'm always for the women getting paid, honey.
Yes, I saw someone comment, like when this announcement happened, I saw somebody comment who said, they were like, who's watching the WNBA anyway? And I just think I need people to really sit down with their thoughts and like really just like, think maybe if I swallow my tongue hard enough, I'll shut up. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, to me, when it comes to the conversation of the WNBA, like I know some people love the WNBA and I know some people feel like the WNBA is like, why is it even here? My whole thing is when it comes to a job, you feel like you should get paid what you are owed, correct? And I'm talking about an everyday type of job, the everyday person. When you work, regardless of how high of a caliber job that people consider it to be or how low of a caliber job that people consider it to be, you feel like you deserve to get paid what you are owed. You feel like you should get paid to the level that you feel like you should get paid to. Why would that not apply the same way for the WNBA? Like, be so for real. Congratulations to the women. I'm glad that you guys are finally getting what you are owed. It's long overdue. And I'm happy to see that this is happening.
Yeah. And to your point, I think it's also like now that we are seeing growth for the league, money is being made and y'all trying to pocket it. And they're like, well, no, maybe back then the revenue wasn't coming in, but I'm not dumb. Now the revenue is coming in and y'all not about to pocket all of that. Give me my money. And they are receiving that money. Just give me my money, period. So I will try to make it to Barclays Center this summer to see our Lady Liberties. But on the NBA front, did you want to?
Yes. So the last thing we're going to talk about, right? So the NBA is set to vote on the beginning. Wait, let me get my words. The NBA is set to vote on beginning the process of adding expansion teams in Las Vegas and Seattle, which with a target start date of the 2028 to the 2029 season. There's a strong momentum within the league to move forward with team bids expecting to reach $7 to $10 billion each, potentially making both cities top revenue markets. The expansion process would require, girl, now I'm about to choke on this dang cough job. The expansion process would require 2 separate votes, each needing approval from 23 out of the 30 team owners, right? So when I saw this conversation, like I told you, I was watching First Take, and they are basically reacting to Draymond Green talking about this. And when the point that Draymond Green was making was that he doesn't see how good this is going to be because he doesn't feel like there's that much talent in the NBA for there to be 2 new teams added, correct? And so when he said that, I was listening to Kendrick Perkins talk and I was listening to Stephen A talk, and I don't agree with Draymond, right? And y'all know I love Draymond down in my head. I feel like I'm the female version of him. I think I'm surprised that Vegas didn't have a basketball team already. I honestly think this is not realistic, but I think every state should have their own team, correct? I think there is enough talent to go around. And I think a lot of times, and I'll even mention when it came to, like, some of the teams that we see, that sometimes they're so set on the same 8 players that they don't give other players who are on the bench or on the team the proper chance.
We got a whole G League, honey.
Exactly. We have a whole G League. Like, first off, what was his name? Matt McCullum, I think his name is.
Matt McClellan, the dunk, the All-Star Weekend carrier, honey. That couch is heavy.
Okay, like, no one ever, like, and I'm not saying, I don't know what his capabilities are as an actual basketball player, but in terms of the creativity and his dunks and things like that, I could see him being an asset on a team, And so I think, like I mentioned, I don't agree with Draymond Green's point because, like I said, there are so many teams who have such good talent on their benches, but because you see the talent from your star players, you're like, nah, I'm gonna rock with them. I'm gonna stick with what I do know. I think a lot of teams do have these talented players that they just don't give an opportunity to. And sometimes that's why when sometimes you see some of these players come off the bench and you see what they actually are like capable of doing and the skill sets that they have, people are like, wow, I wasn't paying attention to him. Like, how many people was really thinking for my Warriors, were they thinking that Brandon Pajewski was going to be so good? How many people really thought that Kaminga was going to go to the Hawks and actually be an asset? You know what I'm saying? It's like, if you don't pour into the talent that you have and allow everybody the opportunity, you are not going to see everything to fruition. So I think there is enough talent in the league. I think there's talent in the G League. And I think that we can spread it evenly amongst those 2 teams that could potentially be created.
Yeah, I think that response is just like, there's no substance there, because at the end of the day, like you mentioned, there is several talent, and some people is just because, yes, right, like you have the superstars, but just because you're under that superstar level doesn't mean that you can't work up your way to be a superstar. But if you don't get the minutes, then you're not going to get there. For everything in life, repetition is key. People don't make it to the NBA just because they're mid. No, they make it because they're good. You know what I mean? And so if these people that are benched all the time can have a team that they can be starters in, they could work their way up to a better team, to a better, like, become better players. And also, to the point, I feel like, yeah, I honestly don't think, though, that the NBA needs more team. They need to work on the visibility aspect, because you got a show on Prime, a game here, a game here, a game here. Let's first make all the games accessible to everybody so the revenue continues, and then let's expand.
So you don't think, so aside from that, how do you feel like this would benefit the league? Like, do you feel like adding 2 more teams would actually benefit the league, or are they just
No.
trying to spread funds?
I don't think it would help the league, period. It will help the state in which these new teams are put in, right? Because you're gonna get more revenue and more whatever. But like, as an overall league, I don't think so, because there's already an influx of teams, and yeah, no. The players barely want to play the games that they have. If you add more teams, that's going to add more games, and it's just going to become more issues. I think there's other things that they should focus on first before they expand an already expanded league, in my opinion.
No, I get what you're saying, though. I see that, because me and you have talked, like, I feel like I haven't been that in tune with the NBA because some of the
Yeah.
games aren't accessible. Like, yes, they have a game on NBC, but then they'll put the other game on Peacock. Even though I have a Peacock account, I have to upgrade my Peacock account to be able to watch that sports game. It's like,
too much.
do y'all
And
think
that's
that?
why, honestly, we had NBA League Pass, but the commissioner Adam Silver pissed me off talking about it's the highlights. Oh, you could catch the highlights if you can't pay or watch. So he said something along those lines. And for me, I'm a real reactive person. I said, oh, okay, I'll catch the highlights, and I canceled my NBA League Pass. But now deep down, I'm like, I'm really not keeping up, because with NBA League Pass, you just press it and everything is there.
Literally,
And if it's not there, it's in a channel that's like easy to access, like a NBC, like a main channel thing.
exactly. And I think that for me, like, I didn't go, but like when Shayla told me about the highlight thing, I had already canceled it because I was like, girl, funds is tight. I'm not about to pay $175.
Yeah, they are doing a whole lot with that NBA League Pass. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching today's episode. We hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure you comment a basketball emoji for me. Shout out to the WNBA girlies getting paid. Let's do basketball and money. Anything money. Money,
Okay,
money.
money. Okay, show me the money because that's what I need to see. Okay, so I can
Right.
afford my NBA League Pass.
Okay, right. Send us the funds for next year's NBA League Pass. But no, for real, make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Follow us on all our social media platforms at Too Much SB. And on that note, we'll see you guys next Friday. Bye,
Bye, y'all.
guys.